Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Failing to Impress Women Simulator. I'm your host, Mercenary Orc, and when we last left off, we had just caught up with Jasif, the lovely lady we met in episode 2, completely botched every interaction we had with her, and are now proceeding to delve into her backstory. So let us proceed.
Hey! What's that supposed to...
Adder's complaint vanished at spear point. Oh dear. 2 guards had replaced the gazelle. One old and complacent, one young... 2 guards had replaced the gazelle. One old and complacent, one young, eager, and inches away from stabbing his nose.
Just who do you think you are? Just who do you think you are?
I don't know.
Who do you think I am?
That's right, we have the... This is a flashback. It's gotta be. That was Jasif's voice. But as much as he tried to find her, Adder couldn't see her. In fact, he couldn't even move at all.
What? Ugh, I won't fall for your bar and mind tricks, Gazelle. I don't care if you're Jaseed or Jasud. Only nobles are allowed to walk the royal pathway. No exceptions!
Adder felt a lump in his throat as he unwillingly looked over the railings that he was leaning against.
I don't suppose you expect me to jump off the bridge.
Oh no. The younger guard opened his mouth to reply, but his partner cut in line.
Can't you see that you're scaring her, you dimwit? Take a step back!
Yep, this is definitely a flashback.
What? But she's trespassing.
Shut up. Got smacked in the head for his efforts.
Settle down, boy! You forgot to clean your ears this morning or what? She said she's Jasif. Jasif! This girl's far more than nobility, see? She's a queen!
That's right, respect her authority.
The queen of the desert rose, no less. Now that's what I call a fancy title.
Call it whatever you please. It won't change the fact I am the one and only Jasif, and you are a dear with good taste. You must have heard my name in 100 whispers. So, just imagine how terribly worried Miss Rochelle will be if her favorite girl doesn't make it home before dawn.
Liar! There's no way the Desert Rose would have someone like you! Your kin shouldn't even be outside after curfew!
My kin? You mean gazelles who could buy your whole street?
Your move, soldier boy.
So much for the open-minded youth. Forgive this fool, your majesty. He's so uptight I think he sat on his spear. I'm sure you know his kin. A fawn like him wouldn't know royalty if it spat in his face. He's got a point, though. Any gazelle could sneak up here and say she's a queen because she's the daughter of a goat with a bald spot on her head. You understand, right? We can't just take your word for it. Nothing personal, of course. It's just common sense. Here's a thought. Why don't you sway us with a little dance?
Oh.
I'm sure that Jasif would do anything for her subjects.
What are you saying, you numbskull? We're on duty, and she's not even a... three's sake! We should just drag her to the dungeon and end this nonsense!
Yeah, spare me the lecture, kid. Hey, do one of those bar and dance things. That'll shut him right up. You know, the one with the fire and the bells and the...
God damn it. Why? I didn't need that mental image. Shit. Adder could feel the tip of his tongue scraping against his teeth, far smaller and well-aligned than he remembered them being. His patience was growing wearingly thin.
I could dance for you, if you don't mind having an early cremation.
Huh? Was that a threat just now?
Not at all. I'm just pointing out that I'm not dressed for the occasion.
Oh.
It would be a pity if your face was to catch fire and your skin burst into flames, turning your bones to charcoal inside your blazing corpse while your ashes moldered up here.
Well then.
Just because I didn't have a fireproof shirt.
Nice save.
Right. Well, it doesn't look like you have any other way to prove your words, Your Majesty.
So you've got him just being a dick for the sake of being a dick, and him being a dick just because he wants to get some shikata-wow-wow.
I suppose I don't, but I bet my good friend Illigrab could find a way to prove them for me.
Oh shit, she knows Illigrab? Damn!
And walk you all the way across the city on the off chance we find that fidget arse of a tree sitting at his desk. We don't get paid that much, little lady.
Victoria's smile crossed Adder's face, an opening at last.
I understand now. A discount isn't even remotely enough to cover the entrance cost of the Desert Rose on a poor, hard-working guard's salary. And that's not even adding the price of my performances.
The old guard's eyes shot up as he felt a few coins slipping in his hand.
Don't worry. I'm sure there's some places down the street that are better suited to your taste.
I don't know how he's gonna take that. He remained transfixed by the money moments longer until something seemed to click in his hand all of a sudden.
Who do you take me for, scamp? We are honor-bound city guards. We won't get buffed by the likes of you.
You sure about that?
What? Come on! This was more than enough last time. Why isn't it working now?
The old guard didn't react to that sentence at all. It was like they hadn't heard her when Joseph's voice sounded so loud and clear in Adder's ears. The thought soon passed as soon as it came. The quick, anxious looks the old guards were directing at his partner became the new focus of Adder's intention. The moment they locked eyes, the answer he'd been looking for became evident.
Of course. I should have noticed sooner. He's a new recruit, isn't he? Look at him. So eager and uptight. So focused on proving his worth to the captain. So predictable. You couldn't possibly trust someone like him with a bribe. He's too different from your old partner.
She's saying that out loud, or is this gonna be... Wait, what?
But you couldn't trust that one either, could you? No. He knew too much. And he wasn't half as jaded as you are.
Whoa!
His heart wasn't really in it.
Oh dear, we are making some bold...
I see. You had a feeling he would end up going after you. So, you sold him out first. That's why he's here.
God, things have taken such an interesting turn.
How did you...
Oh dear.
What? So she's telling the truth! You take bribes?
He sounds like Morty. I'm sorry this is like where my head's at right now, but... He's just got that kind of... The hell is that noise? Anywho.
No! Well, maybe if it's enough. I mean, come on! It's just a goddamned bridge! What's the matter if we let rich people in at this point? They're no different from nobles. But I swear, I'd never gotten money from this. No, I'd never even seen this. Gazelle?
Oh boy. The old guard's face contorted into a deeply wrinkled scowl. He looked beyond confused, lost. The song was reaching its final notes.
Aw, looks like your friend has a bad case of guilty conscience. That's okay. I'm no one to judge. Just let me go this time. I promise I'll be a good girl and head straight home. You won't even know I've been here.
I can see things going so far south. Adder started to walk, a little spring in his step or something. He barely recognized as his tail wagged behind him. He felt above the moon, completely drunk from this power trip, but he was far from safe still. What? Oh, okay. A strong hand clasped Adder's wrist tightly. This told him all he needed to know, that this body wasn't his body, that this mind wasn't his mind. Yep.
But who else could it have been? You are the Josephs, aren't you? You really could buy this whole street if you wanted. It was
Yes.
you! It was you all along! What did you do to me?
What?
I only gave you money.
You gave me cursed money! No! You cast a spell on me!
What in the world are you rambling about now? You sound like a madman!
Kinda.
Yeah, that's right. I have gone mad. It's not my fault. I'm not really a crook. She's a Sephi. She must have turned me to do all those bad things. We're on to you, witch. Confess!
Oh boy. Every last fiber of her body was screaming at her to run. Joseph knew each and every corner of the royal pathway. She could have just hidden somewhere and outran 2 guards wearing heavy armor. There's no honor on this guy. What are you talking about? Heavy armor. That was the correct option. It was too obvious to her. That was not the choice she made. She pulled up close to him and moved a smirk towards his ear instead.
I wouldn't waste any magic on you.
Ouch. Was any trace of fear in Joseph's mind as the guard grabbed her collar and pushed her against the railing? Not a speckle of resignation. Okay, hold on. There wasn't any trace of fear in Joseph's mind as the guard grabbed her collar and pushed her against the railing. Not a speckle of resignation. It wasn't bravery either. It was nothing but anticipation. Ada didn't know the name of the eerie warmth that was creeping onto her chest as he watched the tip of what? Ada didn't know the name of the eerie warmth that was creeping onto her chest as... Ada didn't know the name of the eerie warmth that was creeping onto her chest as he watched the tip of his spear turn towards him in slow motion. He had never felt anything quite so peaceful and thrilling before. But to her, this lost battle seemed to be worth as much as a victory. After all, she had been playing with fire her whole life. Getting burnt was an eventuality she had been ready to accept for years. She was tired of making choices. Fractions of a second before the end of her life could be sentenced, a scream shook the night.
Get your mitts off her, you creep!
Oh! Wait, what? Holy shit! It's Adder! It's Chubby Adder! Everyone turned around to look at the idiot yelling all the way down on the ground.
Think you can just bother her last because she looks good enough for second helpings and then dessert? Well, you can't, alright?
Oh boy.
That's radish stew, and you'd make your ma cry if they knew. Let her go!
He is going to get his ass kicked. Adder had most certainly gone crazy.
What the? Oh, get lost, Sanford! This is official city business! It's got nothing to do with you!
City business, my ass! You're holding a gal up against the wall! I ain't got nothing to do with it, but it's still got everything to do with me! If it's so official, I'm gonna scream till the whole city wakes up and sees this!
Oh.
No, you're not! Do something, rookie! Get rid of that drunkard!
What, you want me to throw my spear at some poor horn-eater now?
Who are you calling a horn-eater? Just hold up there!
Oh. Adder, the pudgy version of Adder that... I'm sorry. Adder, the pudgy version of Adder, that is, wasn't concerned of matters such as his complete lack of grace, agility, or strength. Moved by a sense of justice, he began climbing the column that led to the royal pathway. He's drunk, isn't he? Of course, he never made it.
Hey! Are you still alive? Horn-eater!
Aw, poor kid. We can't just leave him to die all on his own. Guess he'll be jumping off the bridge yet, witch.
Puzzling as the scene was, Joseph realized she didn't have another second to lose. With the guard's hand firmly wrapped around her collar and pushing her back, Joseph threw all of her weight against With the guard's hand still firmly wrapped around her collar and pushing all of her... Wait. I'm losing myself. This isn't cool. With the guard's hand still firmly wrapped around her collar and pushing her back, Joseph threw all of her weight in one leg, using her tail as leverage to complete a practice spin that ended with her knee sinking deep into between the deer's legs. He immediately dropped to the ground, but it wasn't enough to knock him out.
You little...
Ah.
That's enough. Let's go.
But she kicked me! And she's a witch! She's...
That's it, Joe Swanson, you lost.
I have no clue what this gazelle is or what she's not. But I can tell just fine what you are. I'm not leaving you another second with her. Get that old ass back to the barracks or I'm telling Ilograb what you just did!
It was the older guard's turn to go pale. He lowered his helmet and began limping in the other direction. The younger guard, however, stood in front of her a moment longer.
You, go home and don't let me catch you up here again.
Oh, poor guy. Jacif only allowed herself to breathe easy again once both guards had disappeared from her sight. Pride filled her lungs faster than air.
Good riddance.
She wasn't quite out of the woods yet, but she decided to savor this victory, a moment of peace, which Jacif took to look over the railings one last time. Her wannabe savior now lay unconscious on the ground after hitting his head during the fall. And, in spite of how miserable the scene was, Adder could feel a smile forming on her face. He finally understood that, crazy or not, he was seeing what she was seeing, the way she saw it.
Did I scare him good?
Good work, Adder. Go work.
Huh? You're awake? How in the name of Oblivion can you be conscious after a fall like that? You must be at least 5 stories high. Are we even trying to... No. That doesn't matter now. Are you hurt? Should I call a doctor?
Are you all right, ma'am?
No, I'm not hurt. So, yes, that was nothing. I'm fine, thank you.
And that's all this buck needs to feel fit as a fiddle.
What? No, I'm rather certain that's not how bodies work.
Oh, no, ma'am. You're thinking normal, dear. I'm something else entirely.
That you are, Adder. That you are. I'm proud.
Drunk is what you must be.
I mean, that's probably a given.
I sure hope not. Would be a real shame if some barrel fever ruined the memory of your pretty face.
Oh yeah, he's drunk.
It wouldn't make much of a difference either way.
What was that, ma'am?
Cad! You are a cad! Does this look like a good time to be flirting to you?
A distant yell bounced through the columns, nearly sending Jacif's heart straight out of her
I
chest.
don't know about flirting, but it sure looks like a good time to get walking.
Then get up and walk! I can't just leave you to your fate now!
No, you ain't. You ain't leaving no one, ma'am. Slum dwellers like me come a door a dozen. I'll just play dead for a while and see if I can spend the night in the morgue.
More patrols were surely drawing closer by the minute, demanding she make a choice pronto.
This doesn't end here, understood? I will make it out to you somehow, so don't you dare die until then. Promise you won't forget it.
Oh God, he did forget.
Whoa, wait, hold up. Who am I supposed to look for? I didn't even catch your...
Oh God, what happened? Neither Adder understood why she chose to run then, but she ran. She ran before that pitiful buck lying on the ground could finish voicing his request, pretending she hadn't heard him. But the answer she didn't give to the question he couldn't ask lingered, a little longer in the space between old hopes and delusions, a sight Adder found to be too engrossing to realize he was being left behind. Now the gazelle was far out of his reach, and with every step he felt her slipping away from his grasp a little further. Tried to keep up, but his legs wouldn't respond if it wasn't for her command. He tried to breathe, but he wasn't the master of his own lungs. His sight went dark and his ears turned deaf, a violent torrent of foreign thoughts clobbering his own brain and as his mind dissolved back into the nether. Oofta. Oh, I forgot about that. And as suddenly as he'd left, he found himself one-eyed, famished, and back in the tent. Indeed, this had to be him, the same gazelle that was breathing over his snout. Wait, what? Alright, I understand it now. Indeed, this had to be him. The same gazelle was still breathing over his snout, blue eyes fixed on him with the intensity of a burning sun. But who cares about having a naked beauty all over their body? Not Adder anymore, no! Oh, Adder. Oh, Adder. What are we going to do with you? A million questions filled his mind. Was that the real life? Was it just fantasy? Were there any more of his memories slipping through the many cracks in his flogged skull, or had starvation finally taken a toll on his very brain? As was usually the case, however, his lips refused to wait for a finished script. They raced past Adder's mind, offering an answer to the only question he had never asked.
Sam?
This word, so short and unassuming, seemed to awaken something in a girl that Adder was almost too dazed to recognize. He couldn't tell yet why her ears perked up, or why his gaze was immediately drawn to her horns and the beautiful mass of red locks that she was desperately pulling behind them. Disconcert washed away... God damn it. Disconcert washed away all conceit from her expression. It took away... Disconcert washed away all conceit from her expression. It took away all the mesmerizing superiority from her eyes. Yes, she looked honestly and utterly tiny for a moment. Scared.
Where did you hear that?
Where did I... Oh! Ma'am, you're okay! You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I heard you say it just now. But not now. It was a long time ago.
Oh.
I was under Hirup's statue. I mean, you were, but I was you and not me, because I was trying to save you, but I fell on my face, and those guards laughed at me, and, just how the hell did I forget any of this? Why can't I remember?
You're a gaze reader.
A what? Oh my god, anger hit her like a wave as the shock disappeared.
Why didn't you say so? Get away from me!
Oh, damn it. The fire in the orb began flickering erratically, casting disturbing shadows all over the tent.
Whoa, what's going on? What in the name of Atsa did I do now? Was I supposed to say something? Thank you. That the magic word?
Uh-oh.
Do you seriously expect me to believe that you...
But he didn't.
Hold on. Simp? It was Simp, wasn't it? Oh crap, I just went and cussed a lady out in Gazelle speak, didn't I?
She looked at him with skepticism, her eyes squinted with barely concealed anger. Clearly she was sizing him up.
No. You really don't have a clue of what you just did, do you?
Nope, neither do I. I'm just along for the ride. I'm speechless at every turn of this. I think, next to Resident Evil, this is probably the most invested I've been in a story.
Ma'am, if I ever got a clue in my life, it wasn't today. I'm just glad you're alright and that guard is in the dungeon or dead or something.
Her expression relaxed just a little as she considered Adder's words. Our poor boy had more than enough trying to get Okay. Her expression relaxed just a little as she considered Adder's words. Our poor boy had more than enough trying to get some air into his lungs.
Then you're telling me that you're a natural gaze reader? Do you even understand what this means?
We have already established that he doesn't, but go on.
Do I have to say yes or no to get out of here alive?
A small chuckle erased all the tension from her face. Adder felt me even more confused upon seeing this.
I was trying to read your gaze, but you read mine instead. It's called gaze because we invented it. So, it's true what they say about yellow deer. You must have Barhan blood.
Oh. Adder would have normally disputed the last affirmation. Roe deer took pride in being real deer, no gazelle deer at all. Roe deer took pride in being real deer, no gazelle blood at all. Nope. 100% deer that don't have horns. But this was clearly not the moment nor the company to say that.
In Sirnar, please.
You read my mind.
Say what?
Oh.
I think I'm not the funny one here, Missy.
Oh. The gazelle seemed way too amused with this development.
No. It makes so much sense. I was wondering why you spent so much time looking at my face. Hear me out. I'm sure you've always been really good at getting people's feelings.
Oh, he's got the smug face on too now. So was that about not being a horn eater?
But not smart enough to actually understand.
Immediately.
You're like some kind of savant hick. That's hilarious.
A wrinkle formed over Adder's snout. That was quite enough.
My name is Adder, not Hick, Miss Sepp.
Oh. The tension is rising.
Now why'd you go hiding such a cute little name, I wonder?
Oh. Her face went back to being a little more than pretension of grandeur, but she held the fire close to her. She didn't look at all different from a child hugging her blanket, soothed by the rhythm of the bells she wore. Adder couldn't help but notice that her alarming clothing didn't even bother him anymore.
It's just a stupid nickname someone gave me. I hadn't heard it in years.
Well,
They call me Jacif now.
okay. Jacif. As that disgusting guard well said, that was no average name, and much less for a bar hand.
Ain't that something like Queen in Gazelle speak?
Ah, Squee. I'm kidding.
Bazaktet. And yes, that's a valid translation. Do you have any qualms about it?
Say no. Adder did not have any qualms per se, nor any remote idea what that word meant to begin with, but he certainly had opinions on her supposed royalty. So many, memeable moments here. This game is just... It's an epic and a meme all in one. God damn it, I don't know. No, my queen?
No. That's cool, Yasif. Did I say that right? I mean, if you need people calling you Queen to be happy,
I don't need to be called anything to...
Alright, we're going back, I'm
I
sorry.
don't know what that word means. Sip.
Do not call me that.
Right.
I don't know what that word means.
No, my queen.
No.
I don't need to be called anything to...
Adder didn't mean anything with that, but he'd somehow managed to say something rude all the same. She didn't finish the sentence, deciding instead to just look away.
Are you all right?
Obviously not. Oh. She turned her face sharply towards his. There was something different, but in the way she was looking at him.
Adder, right?
That's me.
He took a hand to his heart and bowed his head in an instinctive greeting, accidentally clashing his horns against hers. He was surprised to find out that somehow he was a lot less... That was a lot less... Alright. And he didn't know how to feel about this appreciation.
Didn't you want to know your future? Then listen closely.
You're going to die tomorrow. Oh, whoa, we changed the art now. That's not his ear. God, I can only imagine how Lynn must be responding to all this. She's probably just going all over the place like, oh my god!
You're coming with me tonight.
My boy! My boy!
Where?
You really are one of a kind. Come to the Desert Rose when the lights are all out. My room is on the first floor, but climbing there should be easier than climbing the bridge at the very least.
Wait, climb? Room? There you go saying weird stuff again. I'm not a thief.
Oh
I'm
no,
not
god
a
damn
hornet.
it, you idiot. Without previous warning, the fire in the orb extinguished, leaving the room in total darkness. Adder didn't even have time to feel alarmed. He felt her hands on the back of his head. Next thing he knew, his lips were over his mind shut up completely.
See you later.
That's He couldn't even stop to consider how he felt before the kiss was over. With his mind still in a daze, he got up and turned around to leave. For a few moments, he stood frozen outside the tent, merely appreciating... I can't even... For a few moments, he stood frozen outside the tent, merely appreciating the cool dusk breeze on his fur. By the time his thoughts began to make any sense, he was already running home at full speed, trying to... I can't. By the time his thoughts began making any sense, he was already running home at full speed, crying disconsolately about the realization that he was, in fact, a horn-eater. Yeah, that's a good idea. Horns become her. On that note, the narrator says, let's take a break here, and I think I'll be taking a break too. Yeah. Quite a development in our little plot so far. I'm looking forward to proceed. Yep, there's Lynn, all excited. Plenty of material for a fanfiction.net account. And with that, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Peace out.